Good evening and welcome to another video in the series I am bad at Dawn of War 2, and this time I am playing against another friend of mine who is playing as the Ork Commando Nob, a stealth hero who, well, he's stealth, and I don't have any experience in fighting against stealth heroes, and I am playing again as the Eldar Farseer, and as in other games, in other of my games, I am going again for a 2 Guardian Dire Avenger opening, foregoing the traditional Banshee opening, because I figured out that he's going to have a lot of squads as the Ork, and that's going to be terrible news for my Banshee. It's happened to me in the past. If the opponent has a lot of long-range squads and you're sending your Banshees against like 3 ranged squads, and they tie up one, but the other 2 are still shooting at it, your Banshees do drop quite quickly. And we have an engagement in the middle part of the map, a unwise engagement for me, because his shooter boys are behind rocks, while my Dire Avengers were behind this log. So his cover was a lot stronger than mine, and my Farseer, knowing that the Farseer is quite strong against tier 1. Like, in this stage of the game, I can send her against a tier 1 squad, and there you see I get a model, I got another one, and I forced the retreat on the shooter boys, while the other shooter boys get the big shooter. And here I am retreating my Farseer before any great harm is caused to her. My second Dire Avenger squad has finished capping the natural victory point, and I am letting the 2 Dire Avenger squads clean up the rest, while what's left on the battlefield, while my Guardian weapon team closes in. So, while I haven't caused any great damage in this engagement, what I did manage to do thereby is that I forced a lot of my opponent's forces back. So I have leeway, I have control of this map. I saw his slugger boys here, and I'm sending my Farseer against them, and I'm also getting the Ghost Helm because it provides really good one single target damage, and I figured out it might be good against his commando his commando Nob, who doesn't have very many hit points, and it's also good against singular squads. Now what happens here is very funny. He garrisons his sluggers, and there's only one slugger boy shooting my Farseer. It's sort of a stalemate here. Now what happens here is that he tries to make a frontal assault with his shooter boys, but he's encountered by my Guardian weapon team, which makes his Commander Nob retreat. Now I think this was a mistake on his part. He should have been more disciplined and not retreat him at the first sight of danger, perhaps. I got the aspect of Avenger on my Dire Avengers squad. They should be called Guardian. That's why. Never mind. I'm not calling them Guardians. They're already Avengers. Why do you want to have research aspect of the Avenger on something which is called an Avenger? So nonetheless, I grenade the fortification, and he goes back home with his slugger boys. There will be another engagement here, and my Dire Avengers are doing something extremely unwise. They're engaging shooter boys with a big shooter under no cover whatsoever. Even though the Guardian weapon team is here, it's... I lost only one model, but I could have done that better. Now, actually, yeah, I managed to make them retreat. Now, this is a even graver mistake right here, because I lost another 2 models, and I have to let the Guardian team set up and clean these guys up. And by cleaning up, I mean sending back. Now, in the meantime, I tried to do some power bashing, but I lost 2 models of my Dire Avenger squad. There you go. Shooter boys going back. And this power generator is still at 80 HP, which is a bit frustrating, but I have both control points. My Farseer is fighting against the Storm Boys, and you see there the helm of the Ghost Helm. I managed to take out one Storm Boy just by using the helm, and I don't care that the Commando Knob is attacking me. I only care right now about taking out other Storm Boy models, which I do manage actually. So I activate Fleet of Foot, and then I retreat and get out of there. Now, I'm not exactly sure why I won this engagement, because he even dodged my grenade. And what you can see here is that it's tier... I've been in this situation before. I'm already tier 2, he's still tier 1. I've trudged through tier 1 only with 3 scores, while he had 5, and I'm getting my Falcon right now, and I have 3 victory points. Somehow I managed to abuse my opponent's mistakes, and he didn't manage to abuse my mistakes in such a way that now I have 3 control points, 3 victory points, which are going down pretty... I mean, his points are going down pretty fast. He's not paying attention to them. I managed to dodge his grenade or whatever that was, and my Shuriken team is going back home. Now, this engagement here again is I'm not using cover properly. I know that, but something it's difficult to take action like when you're right in the midst of stuff. My Falcon is out, which chases the Slugger Boys away. It will also chase, perhaps... What is Falcon going to do? Yeah... Hey, Falcon, there's like shooter boys here. Never mind. Again, all of his squads are back in the base. Even though I was in numerical inferiority, right now... things are no longer stacking up against me. I'm 4-4 squad. I've map control, and I managed to chase off these shooter boys and take off one model, which went surprisingly well. I'm so used to losing my Falcon 2 minutes after I built it, so actually getting some return on investment on this Falcon felt rather, it feels even now, felt extremely satisfying. Now, I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing with these Avengers right here. His Commander Knob has all 3 pieces of war gear. My Guardian weapon team is facing the wrong way with regards to the impending battle. His Storm Boys squad has a knob. Sorry. And I think the Commander Knob will go back home from this engagement. Yeah, my Dire Avengers on the other side. And this is actually a mistake on the part of my opponent, that he didn't... His sluggers and his other slugger squad just stood there doing nothing, and the commander knob just fought by himself. So even though he might have had a chance to win that battle, it was, I think, an oversight on his part. Now, my opponent has rightfully and under the guidance of correct wisdom made some tank busters, and right here I'm going to feel the fury of Dang go my tank busters. Now, I also have some raid guards up, but as it happens with raid guards when you're not paying attention to them, they are useless in melee, and I ran them into Storm Boys who had their nob leader. So I lose both of these squads, but it did not matter because of the victory points. So there you have it. This was a short game which I managed to win. It was a non-trivial opponent. But it shows that you can build a sort of an impetus and a sort of a inertia in tier 1 which can carry you through tier 2 and to the end of the game if your capping was correct. I'm not saying that my capping was correct with regard to requisition points and to power nodes, but I think that this inertia carried me and enabled me to win the game, because at this state in the game I was in really dire straits, having lost both my Falcon and my raid cards. So had the game gone any longer, perhaps I would have lost. But there you have it. Thank you for listening. I hope to get better at the game, as always. Thank you and good night.